Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Gabrielle. So today's video is going to be my update on taking Lexapro. I got a couple questions if I'm still on Lexapro on my original video, so that made me definitely want to do a follow-up. And like I said, this is the kind of information like from someone who looks like me that was kind of hard to find when I was researching it and when I was getting suggested to take Lexapro. So the first thing I wrote down was timing. So first week versus the first month. The first week, all I felt was drowsiness, to be honest. I did not feel like emotionally different. I didn't feel, all I felt was drowsiness, definitely an increase in my appetite. First month, because it's been so long now, but the first month I didn't feel as drowsy. So the first week my drowsiness was lasting about an hour after I took the medication. The first month it was not that long. I guess my body had gotten used to it by that point, and what I really noticed was more energy, fitting more things into the day. But it was small, but I was on my Zoom, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I can remember about the first month, that like that little on my Zoom feeling. If you've ever been in a like depressive episode and just cannot do much of anything as far as your goals list for the day, I started to notice that those were getting checked off, plus the necessities of the day. Anything that surprised me, the hunger. And I wasn't correlating the two for a while because I love food. Like, we found out real quick. Do I still feel like myself? I feel like more of myself. If you are watching this video, I know you know what it feels like to not feel like earlier remnants of yourself, like, oh, where's that girl that used to spend an hour doing her makeup, this much time doing her hair, used to just have energy to do all these things and want to get outside the house and actually, just whatever you take interest in that you really like to do, feeling like actually doing those things almost made me go back to, as girls we have eras. I remember going back to in my head like, this feels like jet black hair era. This hold on. It did not make me feel disconnected from myself. Am I happier or just less anxious? Both of them. As you can see, y'all great jokes and stuff, but I'm just, that's my personality. Honestly, I'm just getting more comfortable with the camera. But I will say the happier, and not for me. I remember it was on my birthday, and my birthday is a big trigger for me because I'm still not where I want to be. Anybody who's not where they want to be and they suffer from this, your brain can kind of catastrophize, whatever the word is, however you say the word. It can kind of make you zoom in on that so much more and cause so much more anxiety about your future. And I noticed I was more present in a moment on my birthday that year, and my best friend commented on it, and I remember her saying, "You're so happy, I love it." She was like, you are genuinely happy, like you genuinely seem happy. So I guess that's your answer for that. Has it changed my personality? Nope. If anything, like I said, just kind of did a little etch-a-sketch erase on my brain. And I wouldn't say that, your trauma is stored in your body as well, I feel. Can I still cry? Yes, and have plenty of times after I was on it. So I think that's also something that I was nervous about, that I was just gonna become this zombie. And that's not true. I still have the PMS cries if enough things go wrong in a day, okay? Definitely. So it didn't make me this numb wall to where I just don't have any emotions. Definitely not. I'm more level-headed about the emotions, if anything. I can separate like that catastrophizing or the C word. We're gonna start calling it the C word. I wasn't doing that when I cried. I knew exactly why I was crying, and I was able to organize things, put them in a box, and move on. Okay. Do I still get excited? Yes, I'm excited now to share this information with y'all, so that all the Grinches that said I took too long and added my story in there can go ahead and call their prescriber in the morning. What's different in everyday life? Energy levels. My sole reason for this was productivity. What is different, I would say, is less overthinking it, more action, more energy to take action. Okay, so sleep was not affected. Nitty gritty. Let's get into some of the fun things. Can you have a drink? I experimented for y'all, and so listen. So I asked during one of my refill appointments, you do have to touch in with your prescriber in order for them to, just keep seeing how things going, if you need to make any changes. And I'm sorry, the ice cream truck around here goes like 24 hours a day, and they're definitely selling something else in that ice cream truck. I'm so sorry. It's driving. I would have stopped the video if I didn't have Lexapro. Okay, an ad. She told me to, if I am gonna drink, just don't take it that day. And I started to do that. And before, I would still take the Lexapro if I was gonna have a drink. The next morning or the next week after that, I definitely feel less on point. I'll just say it like that. As far as, just feeling a little bit lower mood, and kind of not like a full on depression is coming back, but if you keep going down that road. So she told me, yes, that's the protocol for if you do drink, but watch it. So I really am a light drinker. What other things? Is it worth it? I think by everything you've heard me, my whole tone in this whole video, you know that I'm going to say yes. I would just also say you have to do this with exercise. Whatever spirituality, religion, whatever you follow, that higher power that you believe is there, you have to connect to that. Those are must do. So it's not just like a fix it all pill, and it's very much so a tool alongside you doing the work for yourself, if that makes sense. So that's how it's been the most helpful for me. Work feels, I'm glad ChatGPT be knowing. Work feels so much different. I was about to forget to touch on this. You know what I'm saying? I used to dread going to work so bad, cry in the parking lot dread. And first started taking it, I wasn't working because I was healing from my keloid removal surgeries. So when I did get back to work, this is different. I'm not complaining in the morning. I don't need all this extra time to just mentally prepare that I have to go into work. My time management is on point to where I'm not rushing out of the door, flying out of the door every morning, because I don't need to soak up every last second to mentally process the fact that I have to go into work. That was what was so different about work, and I did not expect that change. Will I stay on it forever? No, I have my criteria for when I feel and I did discuss it with my therapist, and she was like, and I've even talked about to her multiple times in the appointments. I know she's told me, first of all, this is the most gentle one of them all, so don't be so worried. And second thing that she told me was, because I explained my situation to her, that's why I was explaining my situation. That's why I was explaining my situation, because it is also situational, the reason that you might need this at this time. So because she knows my situation, she's my prescriber, she was like, okay, I suggest she was like, girl, do not touch it until we're done with X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, okay. So I expressed that to her. Just have that conversation with them whenever you are concerned and what happened. I also asked her what would be a safe way to kind of taper off. And she was saying, okay, we would just, when that time comes, we're just going to cut the dosage in half. So it will go from, I'm on 10 milligrams right now, and it will go from 10 to 5 to, I don't even know if they have a 0.25, but that, and then, that thing. So I was comfortable with that. I have yapped about this Lexapro. Okay, so if you have any other questions, go ahead and comment below. Definitely will answer, definitely will be as detailed as I can, and I will get back to them in a timely manner, because you probably setting up your appointment, I know. See you in the next video, and you're gonna get through whatever you're going through.